Hey guys! This is Mega881000 again, and I welcome you to another update about the assembly or pre-assembly about the unofficial Resin model kit figure of ShineGreymon by KHZone. Yeah, and as I promised you in the last update about this model kit, I promised you that I wanted to show you the first sobering result of the works we did on the parts, which I described in this last update, because the plan was to use for the connection from the thigh to the lower body part, not the pack, and also as well not to use the pack for the connection with the hands to the forearm parts. Yeah, we did those works on the parts like I described in the last update. And now I want to show you the first sobering result, which resulted after we did those afterworks on the parts. Yeah, and it was sobering in this amount because my plan was just to use those additional white connection pieces to get the connection between the thigh and the body part, to get a real joint for this. But actually those white joints went out to be too loose for this, and how I said, I want to demonstrate what happened as I used those white joints for the thigh joint connection. I don't want to demonstrate it on the figure's parts, but with this figure of Vegeta. Yeah, here he is. And yeah, it was the case. I of course tested the assembly, how our works went out, and how I said they were first went out very sobering, because of the reasons I want to show you. But how I said, I pre-assembled the feet and yeah, the legs, the leg parts with the lower body, and this assembly, the joints were able to hold. But as I put on the further parts, like the heavy upper body part, the figure, the joints of the figure just did this by just the weight. The figure spreaded his legs by its own, not only split it, also it bended the knee section like this, and backwards and forwards. Yeah, just to imagine what the result first was. And yeah, this wasn't the result I planned to get. Of course, I think you know, but I wanted to get another result, you know, and yeah, so I tried different joints because I had 2 or 3 ratchet joints, which the white joints are not. They are not ratchet joints, but I had ratchet joints used for this test assembly for the connection of the forearm part to the upper arm part. And yeah, you actually don't need the ratchet for this connection, and luckily I had also those additional joint packs lying around in my storage, which were for the other 2 resin model kits I done in the past, and this was my luck that I have had still those, so I could change some joints with help using those, because those were tighter and it was enough for the connection, for the elbow joint connection. I used this, so I had the ratchet joints for the connection, yeah, for the thigh connection joint, and to just prevent the splitting of legs. So the ratchet joint just yeah, solved this better in a way. And by the way, the Vegeta figure is a very good example to show you this, but the looseness of the joint isn't good for the figure. But shortly I want to show you that's an original SH Figure Arts figure by Bandai Tamashinations. Yeah, just to prove this. Yeah, and so I reached the result that the figure just not spreaded the legs so much. I also figured out that this was a problem caused. The problem was also caused through or due the too loose knee joint connection, which are also those white joints, as you can see, those white joint connection pieces. Yeah, and I actually searched for the tightest joints of those white joint connections, and those which were additional or left over were the 3 which were the loosest ones, which was another problem. And yeah, but how I said, I just solved the problem with the ratchet joints, and by using the other joints from the other resin model kits to get all the joints which I needed for the figure. Yeah, but for the knees, how I said, you have to use those, you must use those white connection pieces, and to get the knee joints tighter, I just there just had to be another solution. And yeah, how I said, I tried so much with the joints until I get the right joints for the right section, just to make this shorter. Also with the help of some kitchen paper, I tightened up the joints better, so the figure was at least able to stand on its own. And it got better and better by trying different things, so to say. Yeah, and I also wanted to get those wide joints for the knees even more tighter, because they were still loose, and you can imagine the whole weight of the figure carries the lower body connection, joint connection pieces, and those should for this very tight. So I tightened up the wide joints. This was my plan, to tighten up the wide joints, because by those other joint you can see you have to assemble them on your own, and I thought to myself, why not disassemble the wide joints and put some kitchen paper between the parts and close the joint again, and so I had tightened up the joints. I also can demonstrate this a bit for you. Just for demonstrating, I just took some kitchen paper here and put it between the connection, and if you have the right amount of kitchen paper, you at least can tighten up those joints, which I managed in the end this way, to get those knee joints and every of those wide joints tighter. How I said, I done the test assembly. I wanted to show you this on camera, how I assembled the figure, but I had to do this test assemble before, and I actually very glad that I done this, because if I just not done this, you just had seen this sobering result, and yeah, this wasn't worth to show on camera, I think. Yeah, but if you put some kitchen paper there, how I said, and close it with this little lid piece here again, you can tighten up your joint connections. Yeah, just for demonstrating, that's too much kitchen paper there, but I just wanted to show you how to get those joints tighter. I know this from another YouTuber who showed this, how to get joints tighter on your action figures. Not only those joints, also if you can detach some parts by Vegeta, you can tighten up his joints as well, if you can disassemble this figure. But yeah, there are other more professional tricks to get loose joints tighter, but I think this with the kitchen paper trick is the best and first of all the most easiest way to do and to get this tighter in a very simple way and fast way. Yeah, just for saying. And when this all worked together and the figure was able to stand on his own, or its own, better said, I just decided to do some more afterworks on the parts here to get such a conical cutout there for the ball joint connection here, to get the joint a bit wider in there, because at first it was like this. And now I can get it closer to the body, that there is not so a big gap between the lower body and the thigh. Yeah. And this work done again my father, and with this tools here you just put it on your driller and drill the conical cutouts just like it is on official figures. And he also done this with the forearm pieces, as you can maybe see. Yeah, and that was actually all what I wanted to talk about in this update. And yeah, I want to end this now, and I thank you for watching. And yeah, I think the next part will be the assemble part, most likely. I don't know if it will be, but I think I can do it at next. What I have to do maybe is to put again some color on those now drilled out sections here. Maybe I have to do it. I have to see it. But yeah, this was just the update about those works we done again, and how I said, those results of the last works on the ports. And actually, if you're wondering, that are not all the ports. I just put some of the parts here which are important to make this update. Yeah, how I said, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video a bit as well. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Excuse me please. I am out again for now. Your Mega 88 1000. 絶望のダークスピードこの胸に